If you're from here, you'll most likely live until you're 82 years old.
But if you're born here, then you're lucky enough to make it to 68 years old.
Yeah, there's over a decade difference just depending on which part of this city that you live in.
While people all across Connecticut are living longer than 90% of the nation, that's not the case for this city, where if you're born here, you're already destined to die earlier than the rest of the country. Today I'm figuring out not only why this city has a life expectancy of 68 years, but how it's also so different in nearby cities where the average lifespan reaches up to 85 years.
I'm a little on edge right now because I stand out like a bald spot and a full head of hair. I am probably the only white person here, and that's not me being racist to any degree. It's just statistically, this area is 98% black or Hispanic. We're definitely standing out right now, and I need to be very low key because this also has a ridiculously high crime rate. We're at one of the only supermarkets that is in this city, so let's check it out. See if their nutrition, their food, is just as bad as it looks. Why are they icing their broccoli? I've never seen that before. Why are they icing their vegetables? What is this? Floor is filthy. That is disgusting. That's right by their meats. It's honestly not as bad as I thought. They have a lot of stuff in the store and a lot of meats actually. What they are doing is forcing you to just completely cut out carbs. I mean, there's like no bread here. Literally, like I could walk out with all the bread.
Aside from some things being strange, I genuinely was confused because it seemed somewhat filled up. This store had plenty of meat, plenty of vegetables, and also lots of dairy. However, it was soon after that I realized this was exactly what our issue was.
See? Even the yogurt, it's expired. Nobody is buying this stuff. That is definitely the problem with this. So we just explored the grocery store, and I was really surprised because they had a lot of stuff in stock, a lot of good quality food. So I was wondering, if it's not their nutrition, what is it? But I realized something after I noticed that there was no bread in stock. So typically that tends to be your cheaper option for carb, cheaper option for food in general. And then I realized that all of the cheap food that really isn't good for you, that was off the shelves. So it's clear that they have the option for this food, but they just can't afford it. It's too expensive, which is really a shame.
Remember this for later because this would soon be confirmed by nearby citizens. However, like I mentioned, there are very few places to even get groceries here, and that's because this city is a food desert. This essentially means it's an area with very limited access to affordable and nutritious foods. In Northeast Hartford, you would not find a single brand name store like a Stop and Shop or a Target, and even furthermore, the clean food doesn't get delivered here as frequent. If they want to get access to a regular grocery store like everyone else, they have to travel way outside of their city, which that same trend follows with their gyms.
And what's sad too is if being in a food desert wasn't enough, they're also in a gym desert. I don't know if that's a real term, but they don't even have a single gym in their city. You had to drive miles to the next city to get to the closest one, and it's even closed on Sundays. But looking at the front of it, it's just, it's dilapidated too. There's a basketball hoop hanging off it. It just doesn't look like a nice gym. Like I wouldn't want to work out there. It's sad because really they're just not getting set up for success. How do you not have a single gym inside your city?
Before heading to the city where people are living longer, we had to ask around to get some insight. Everything we thought about Northeast Hartford and why people are dying so young was confirmed in a quick conversation.
North Hartford has an average life expectancy of 68 years, but if you go west, that jumps to 82. Why do you think the life expectancy is so low in that city?
It's all about accessibility. When you don't have clean food, and you can walk into any mom and pop store and it's just junk food, it's not healthy. People are only gonna buy what they can afford, and what they can afford is not really healthy. Well, anytime you can get chips 2 for $1, you're gonna get that. You're not buying bananas, you're not buying apples and fruit. Where's the nearest gym?
Yeah, well, there actually isn't a gym in North Hartford. We didn't find one.
There you go, it's part of the problem. It's set up for failure, but the people, we have to go out and vote and change that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have to say we want more health food stores, we want a gym versus all of the package stores and the mom and pop stores.
When they said package store, I was confused because I thought they meant a UPS store, but no, it was actually slang for liquor stores, which made sense because there were tons. It was clear that these people just couldn't afford to live healthy, which further meant they don't get supplied with the necessary tools that everyone else has because they can't afford it. To see the difference in ways of life, we traveled to an area that has one of the highest life expectancies. Ironically, this wasn't too far from where we just were.
I'm currently in my Airbnb. We just got up and we're about to hit the gym. Luckily the gym is it's about 30 seconds away. Yeah, let me show you something. So just keep in mind how Northeast Hartford had 0 gyms, but now you go to a house and they have their own home gym. This is one of those gyms that'll turn you into either Arnold Schwarzenegger or Jeffrey Dahmer, no in between. But it's really all you need. I mean, if you had this every single day when you woke up, obviously you're gonna be in shape, obviously you're gonna be healthier, especially compared to some place like Northeast Hartford, where you quite literally don't have access to any of this. But this is really no surprise because Connecticut is listed as the most physically active state, with 77% of people working out outside of their regular activities, or at least doing some kind of physical activity, whether that's walking or whatever it might be. Plus, the state itself has over 300 gyms, just not one in Northeast Hartford. They just gave up there. But I guess if you have some money and you live in a good area, you can get a workout in. We're currently in a town called Westport, and it's one of the wealthiest cities in Connecticut. Now, what I find the most interesting is obviously just how different the houses are. So when we saw the houses in Northeast Hartford, I mean, they were hardly houses, but then you see the houses here and they're beautiful. But that's not the craziest part. So if you're born in Westport, you already have a 20-year advantage of living longer than someone in Northeast Hartford. That means that if you're a baby born in Northeast Hartford, you're at a 20-year disadvantage, which is just crazy how you could be so close to another city. However, the living is just so different.
Looking back at Northeast Hartford, they have a median household income of $41,000, which is pretty low.
However, what's crazy about that is when you compare it to a place like Westport, that rises to $206,000. That means your average house brings in 206 grand. Also, look at this. We're at a park right now and they have like their own little med kit system here. So clearly they're looking out for its citizens. They give you a key to unlock it, and there's a bug there. Hopefully he doesn't need it, but they give you a key to unlock it and you're able to just, you know, I guess revive somebody if you need, which I don't think I don't think Northeast Hartford would have this. I don't think they care that much. They aren't allowed decent groceries, let alone medical support. See, a while back I went to Boulder, Colorado, which is said to be the epicenter of fitness and also the #1 healthiest state. The reason they were so fit is because they had so much outdoor activity and so much opportunity to be outside and exercise. However, when you visit some place like this, I think the answer is a lot more simple. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 71.
83. 81 in 3 weeks.
Are you physically active?
Yes, very. I work out probably 3 to 4 times a week. I play tennis about twice a week.
I walk some, and probably not as active as my wife is, who does aerobics and swimming and things like this.
I keep up with physical activity at home.
Why do you think people in Connecticut are living so long?
Well, I think it is a lifestyle, and it is active. There's a lot of beautiful parts to Connecticut. We're outdoors a lot.
There is an awful lot of good, fresh, healthy food. There's an awful lot of good places to do exercising. We have great beaches.
There's a lot here for people to enjoy. People are grateful for what they have. You know, we're better off than a lot of places as far as education, and environment.
Also, we're a very educated population.
Yes, I read that. And very affluent too.
Yes, and I wish that it wasn't such a difference between some of our communities that are wealthy and affluent and some that aren't. We're very bad that way.
I noticed there's a lot of doctor's offices and dentistries. There's a lot of options for that around here.
Yes, but also the fact that in the main we can afford it.
If you're not born with the advantages that someone like I am born into, then we have to help you. We have to educate you as to what's important.
Also, I've been very fortunate. I think it's in the genes. My parents who passed away recently, but they lived to be 99 and 100. So
oh my God.
So sometimes it's the luck of the draw too.
Realistically, it just comes down to the opportunity that the people in a rich area like Westport were given. They have better access and easier healthcare, and they're able to afford it. The government's given them stuff like a library where they're able to go in for free and learn about nutrition. They have better education than an area like Northeast Hartford. And like I said, anything that they need, they can afford, and that's why they're living so long. They have so much access and money to be able to go to a doctor if they are sick, compared to someone in Northeast Hartford where if they get sick, they're fucked. So my opinion as to why people are living so much longer in Connecticut versus in a place like Northeast Hartford, it's easy. Money.